Let me bang. I do let you bang. Hey, let me bang you, man. I let you bang. I let you bang. Greetings, nerds and virgins.
Go for Jesus. No for Jesus, people.
Hey, I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time once again for your favorite mixed martial arts podcast. Recording out of Los Angeles, California, it's MMA Roasted with Adam Hunter.
Who the fuck is that guy? Who the fuck is that?
Everybody, welcome to the MMA Roasted Podcast. It's me, Adam Hunter. I'm here with the Ween Dog.
What's up, dude?
Great American, Joe Perez. Another great American. We have Hector Lombard. Trying to get him started his video. I can't see you, Hector. But we got a great show. We have McCorkle coming on. We have Don Fry. We got a packed show. Greg Wilson. It's going to be a great show. So let's talk about. There he is.
There he is.
The man, the myth, the legend, Hector Lombard. By the way, congrats on your recent win in bare knuckle boxing. That was awesome. Knocked out Kendall Grove in one round. Looked a lot. Was it because you were more comfortable this time? Your second fight in bare knuckle boxing?
I don't know. I mean, sometimes. The last, I had a good training camp, but I'm adjusting with my coach, my new coach. So everything is coming along well.
Well, you look great, man. Because I know a lot of times MMA fighters go to bare knuckle boxing, and it's hard in the very beginning to get it adjusted to it. Just because you can't hit as hard. You have to kind of control your punches. It's probably pretty scary in there. It's like a real fight. But you seem to be getting better and better. Do you have another fight coming up in bare knuckle boxing?
It's gonna be by January.
Nice. Who do you want to fight?
Yeah, I'll fight anybody. I leave that to David Furman.
Yeah. Greg Romero Wilson, you were here for a second and then you left.
Sorry, I was looking for my coffee and I could not find it.
Listen, man, I do not want to discuss about politics with you.
Okay, we're not talking politics today. Okay. But listen, Hector, and all due respect, the last time you came on, you said I only want to talk about politics.
No. Last time I say I only wanted to talk about politics because there was a lot of hate over the 7.
Yeah.
Now the hate towards America is gone.
Right.
Now everybody wants to get along with each other. Before it was like nobody gets along. America's a racist country. The list goes on and on of a nonsense. So that's why I wanted to talk about politics, because you can see the bullshit, and I just wanted to address it.
Right.
Now this time I said to you, I wanted to talk about politics only with you because I don't want to get interrupt. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't want to get like the last time I was saying, yes, there is people getting attacked. There is no peaceful protest. There's a bullshit going on. And this guy was saying like, oh, what are you talking about? It is peaceful protest. What are you talking about? I mean, listen, man, if you're going to bring me a stupid ass guy like that to talk about shit that doesn't make sense, I don't talk about it. You know what I mean?
Got it. Okay, yeah, okay. So that was Shang. That wasn't Greg. Just for the record, that was Shang. And we're not gonna look, Hector. You're our guest. Whatever you want to talk about is what we'll talk about. Plus, we're all scared of you. Okay, so
that is a big part of it. Also, you could rip our heads off.
So, all right, let's talk about do you watch the fights last week?
Yeah.
All
so, right. do you really see what really happening? Especially with this election, And I'm making a statement.
I thought we just agreed we weren't going to talk politics. We just, you said it. You said you didn't want to talk politics.
I gotta finish.
But if you finish, it doesn't finish the conversation. It starts the conversation.
Greg, let him finish. All right,
Okay.
let him finish.
That's what I'm saying. Like, this guy interrupt me all the time.
Okay, so what were you saying, Hector?
It wasn't me. It wasn't me. You and I had a great exchange. We had a very positive exchange. We always do.
You sound like a Chris Wallace.
That's the first time anyone's ever told him he sounds like Chris Wallace.
I kind of hear it.
All right, so Hector. So okay, what did you want to say?
No, I was saying that he sound like a Chris Wallace.
I know that about the politics. Did you want to talk about the election, or did you want to talk about Glover Teixeira versus Thiago Santos?
Now wait, listen. Now I haven't watched fights at the moment.
Right.
Obviously, I'm getting back in it because honestly, I said to you when you sent me a text about I said, like, I don't want to talk about politics, but you say, like, let's talk at least for the last time, and let's talk about politics. So we agree. So I said, you know what? Because this is you. I'll talk the last time ever
Right.
about politics.
Okay. All right. So
Okay. Yes, I saw what happened with the election, and I never see something like that before in my life.
Right. You think it was stolen?
I mean, 100%.
It sounds like Hector is excited that Joe Biden might be our president.
And look, listen. I don't agree, or I know like one of these guys that want to be on Trump's nuts all the time, like,
right.
you know, praising for whatever you know he fucking says or whatever. You know, the guy. No, it's not perfect. Okay. Yeah, and yes, he's got a lot of ego and stuff like that. But I still believe like he was a better candidate for America. I still believe that he was coming from the heart when he was saying that he wanted the best for America. I still believe that he warned us multiple times about China, that China is, you know, it's only for China. In China, we got to worry about China. And I still believe in so many things that he kind of like, you know, was talking about the whole time.
Right. Well, listen, you know, 70 million people voted for him, and you know, it's going to the Supreme Court or to the courts. Maybe there's voter fraud, maybe there's not. They're gonna check it out.
Hey, listen, I just got my book. I got my book. Today I bought me a book of China, and I gotta learn Chinese. I'm learning Chinese, so when you know, because China is already here. Okay, they are in Canada. They took Canada. They took Australia. They about to take America soon. So right. I'm learning Chinese.
Right.
I gotta learn how to be a sheep. I will be a sheep, and you say, "Do yeah." I will be yeah. I learning to be a sheep. I learning Chinese, and don't worry about politics. I don't care about Trump no more, which is like I said before. And I told you multiple times, listen, I don't really care about the guy that much. I care about his policies. I care what he bringing to the table. I don't really, I'm, you know, like one of these guys is sucking his cock all the time, whatever. If he laugh, you know, you gotta laugh with him. I'm fuck that shit. I'm just like, it was, the guy was better for our you know, our
interests.
But wait, I'm learning. I got my book. I actually don't have it with me now, but I left it at my house. Right. I got my Chinese book.
Right.
I'm learning Chinese. I will learn quick. I promise you. And I will learn to be a sheep. I can promise you that too. and life is good.
That's good. All right, who wins? All right, Colby Covington or Masvidal in a fight?
I don't know. I think like Kobe might beat Masvidal. But who knows? You know, like it's a fight.
I mean, you train with both of them though. So
yeah, I think Kobe might beat Masvidal. I'm not sure. I like them both.
Right.
They both are great guys. So.
Right. Got it. Greg, McCorkle, any questions?
Hey, why are you laughing at? I see you laughing at. Talk to me.
Greg, McCorkle,
talk to me.
No, he's talking to no. It's Ween Dog. He's talking to Ween Dog.
Me. I always laugh at awkward silence.
I already say I'm a sheep.
No one's calling you a sheep. No one's calling.
No, he called him a sheep.
No, I want to be a sheep.
You want to be. McCorkle,
I want to be a sheep.
John, what do you think about the election?
Man, I think to act like there's no shenanigans going on would be ridiculous, man. And I don't know how common that is, but I know when Alaska has Trump ahead by 50,000 votes and there's like 47 people that live there and the media still won't call it for Trump. And then he's up 80,000 in North Carolina. They still won't call it. But then Biden's up 200 votes in Arizona. They're like, nope, that one's done. We don't need to count the rest of them. It's the media's complicit in it, man. Even Fox News, they want to.
Listen, what did I say in the beginning? They stole the election in your face, right? It's no question about it. It's no question about it. I don't know why anybody wants to debate that. But my question is, are you ready to be a sheep?
I'm not ready to be a sheep. No.
I'm ready to be a sheep. You're ready a sheep, but you will be a bigger sheep.
I'm worried that Matt Hughes will try to fuck me. And
oh my God.
I don't want to be a sheep.
Hey, Hector, did you ever fight at 170 or am I crazy? Didn't you make 170 before?
Yeah, for the 170.
Yeah, I thought, who did you fight at 170?
When I fought with Jake Shield, remember?
Yeah, he threw Jake Shield in his head.
I fought a bunch of guys at 170.
Now, what do you think about all the dead people voting? Like, who do you think Kimbo Slice voted for this election?
Hey, listen. You're missing the point. And I want to remind you again. Are you ready to be a sheep?
No, I'm not ready to be a sheep. Greg, you ready to be a sheep?
Well, it depends on what kind of sheep. I mean,
can I give you news? Hey, listen, you're
the softest cloth we have comes
you're
from
in California.
Angora sheep.
So you're in California, so you're already a sheep.
But I'm an Angora sheep, so I'm like premium.
And now you gotta be a bigger sheep. But you're in California with Gavin Newsom. Gavin Newsom, they tell you
gotta really lay the dollars down for this sheep.
He masks you there. He tell you when to go out, when not. You're already a sheep, but you gotta be a bigger sheep.
Hector, why don't you sign up to be one of the poll watchers? I think you'd be a great poll watcher.
Gavin Newsom have you as a sheep already.
All right. Well,
Hector, would you ever run for office? Seriously, would you ever run for office, Hector? Because
I think you should run for office.
Tito Ortiz is a city council member in Huntington Beach.
Hector doesn't believe in cardio. He doesn't believe in cardio.
But listen, I want to explain you something, guys. You guys are already a sheep. But I want you guys to understand that you guys gotta be a professional sheep.
I'm not gonna be a sheep, but if you were a sheep, you'd be a bad man.
We're gonna have to take that one out of the podcast.
No, that must remain. I want that to be the promo clip. I want that to be what we put up front.
Well, listen, Hector, it's great seeing you.
To be what you are.
You sound really happy. So you're fighting.
Wait, you know why I'm happy?
What?
Because I'm not worried anymore.
I think he just drove off a cliff.
Wait, Hector.
Wait. He's coming back in range. He's coming back. He's close. He's between towers. He must be on.
I feel like every show should be.
For example, right?
Yes.
And I don't want to be with you. And you keep trying hard as you can. You're trying hard. I'm talking about hard.
Yeah.
And she keep dropping you.
Yeah.
Go away, dude. You're disgusting. I gotta call the cops. And you keep trying.
Right.
And then at the end, you gotta have a smile on your face, right? Because you're like, at least I try, and I try hard. So I don't have. I had nothing to regret. Right. I tried my hard.
You tried hard. Yeah.
So when everything is said and done, right, and you go home, you're sinking in bed, right, man? You know, like I really tried on that good. You know, she was hard, and I tried my best. But deep inside, you know that you tried.
Right.
So there is no regrets.
Yeah, you gave your best. You gave your best.
Gave my best.
Yeah.
Now I'm happy to be a chief.
Hey, listen. I heard that Trump is starting his own news network. That's the word on the street. If he does, Hector, you got to have your own show.
I can't care less. Listen, and once again, I can't care less. Listen, I know the guy was from the heart.
Yeah.
I know the guy tried his best as well.
Right.
And I know for the fact, like, he meant well.
Right.
He meant well when it comes to China.
Yep.
He meant well when it comes to all these tech companies censor you.
Yeah.
He meant well when it came to the trade deal. He meant well with the immigration. He meant well.
I don't know about that.
Well, listen. Let me give you a point. Okay? If you have like 20 people waiting online, okay, it's not fair that somebody, you know, jump the border and comes here and gets all the benefits. It's not fucking right. Okay? Get the queue like these guys did, and you get, you know, and you're gonna get you right. But listen, I don't want to talk. I don't want to debate.
Okay.
My point is like most of the things that he fought for, he was on the heart. Like it or no, like the guy or no, because I don't give a fuck. I don't know the guy. I don't care about the guy. I care about his policies. Like I say multiple times, a million times. I don't know the guy. I just care about his policies. I care about his love for America. It was good to see.
Yeah. Yeah.
You cannot deny that.
No, you can't. You can't.
Yeah, you can.
Now, my question is, how stupid was he? How stupid was he to fight every battle? He wanted to fight every battle. Meanwhile, his missus at home, she was fighting with you. What I'm meaning is like, you want to fight everything up there, but here at home, people fighting you.
Yeah, right. You gotta choose your battle.
Yeah, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, you try to fight China, and you try to put tariffs on China, and you try to put them to pay, and you try them to, you know. But meanwhile, you fucked up here at home.
Yeah.
You know, you want to ban that TikTok, whatever. Meanwhile, you fucked up your home.
Yeah, no, Hector, you got a lot of great points, man. He
wanted to fight everything. Meanwhile, this shit was fucking by here home.
You got so many good points. Hector, why don't we have you back on next week? We should start every show with the Hector Lombard rant.
Should have him on Thursday with Shang. I'm sure they.
Oh God, no! Please, no.
Hector, you're the best.
Hey, wait, listen. Where you are, I like that flap behind your back, okay?
No, I'm on the same boat as you, Hector. I'm a big Trump supporter. I'm just saying Shang is someone who doesn't think Antifa is a real thing.
Let's not even go there. Listen, Hector, you're the best. Let's have you back this week. We got other guests. I love you, man. Love you.
Hector's awesome.
All right,
Peace.
Take care, brother. Thank you. All right. That was Hector Lombard. What's up, guys? How's it going?
Welcome to the MMA Roasted Podcast.
Greg looks
That interview felt like all of last week felt. Like, is this still going? And don't get me wrong, I love Hector. I really do. I think he's brilliant. I think he's a great, well, I don't know if I think he's brilliant, but I think he's a great guy. And he's very passionate. There's no denying his passion. But all I kept thinking was, listen, if he learns to speak Chinese as well as he speaks English, that's going to be some crazy Chinese.
He's saying, I don't want to talk about politics. Like
I know. And then he went off on it. And it's like, but I don't want to argue about it. I don't want to debate it. I just want to tell you.
I told him to
I don't want to.
At 12:30, he was on at 12, but I was scared to not let him in.
I know. I click in, and you're already in this conversation. That's why I clicked out for a second.
I'm scared to have him in the waiting room. I don't want to keep him waiting. Anyway.
You know what would have been awesome is to see Hector at 170 pounds in his prime versus some of the guys today, man. That would have been awesome because Hector was no joke, man, back in his day. 10 years ago or whatever. That dude.
He was one of the
dude. He's still no joke. I wouldn't want to.
Yeah, he's still.
You know what it was like? That was like being at if you're at a party with him, basically. And you want to go home, like the party's done. He's like, no, one more shot, come on, and he keeps dragging, and he's showing you, he wants to hang out with you, but you're like, but I want to go home, and he's like, no, a little longer. Listen, we're almost done, and it's 6 o'clock in the morning, and you don't want to do any more coke, but he still wants to do coke, and he's like, this is the last line. This is the last line. It's like it's been the last line for 48 fucking hours. I miss my family. I mean, that's Jesus.
But he's funny though, but he's pretty funny. Because you say things that he laughs. Like he's got a good sense of humor.
No, and there was kind of, listen, again, I respect the other guy, but it seemed like, okay, at one point he seemed like he was in favor of Biden, and then he switched back to Trump, and then he was like mad at Green Dog. Like I was like,
he always picks on me. I'm like the only one on his side. He always picks on me.
I know. That's what I kept thinking. I'm like, the guy you're talking about is the guy that's on your side. So I don't know what to do anymore here. But I mean, there was some wild swings there. I didn't know what was going on.
Overturn Green Dog?
Oh, it's a good chance, I think.
No,
I think the media did a big disservice to the American people by announcing Biden as the winner 2 minutes after the election started, dude, or after they started to count the votes. But
really, is that what Saturday is? Saturday is 2 days after the 2 minutes after the Tuesday election. Saturday is
Fox News called Arizona highly prematurely.
Fox News is your boy. Fox News is your boy. Don't put that on the other.
I don't. Have you watched Fox News lately? I mean, obviously not. But they are not on the team of Trump or Republicans right now.
That's the thing is, I really think they were sick of him too because he called into their shows so often.
Oh, yeah.
I think Fox News was like, "This is our chance to get our shows back, guys." Because I was as surprised as anybody that Fox News called Arizona before anybody else. I don't think most people.
That was odd. That was weird.
But Greg, you must admit there has to be a better way of doing this. Like. The system, the whole system is like
without question. But keep in mind, they tried to pass a bill to fund better election services, and it got shot down.
Oh, really?
So yeah, they wanted to put money towards securing these elections, and they absolutely shot it down. So I mean, but I agree. Yes, there has to be. We have to have uniform technology. The technology has to be protected. Yes, absolutely. This is absolutely ripe for reform, without question. And I think both sides
if we can bank online, we can vote online, man. If you can move trillions of dollars around the world online, we can bank online.
Yeah, but you don't think someone will hack it?
Well, but we've also been hacked. All of our systems, our military systems, our financial systems, we've consistently been hacked. I agree that it can be done online, but I believe to achieve that, we literally have to rebuild the internet infrastructure that we use so that it isn't hackable from foreign territories.
I want to know why the hackers are always so much smarter than our guys. Like in like Las Vegas, they hire the cheaters to catch cheaters. It's like we can never hire the hackers for some reason. The hackers are always smarter than the government guys. I don't get it. And some 12-year-old kid in the basement that somehow knows how to do complex algorithms. I don't get it.
McCorkle, do you think
That's what I'm saying. I think we just need, you have to keep in mind that what we're working with is a patchwork of technology, of some old phone lines, some new fiber optics, satellite systems. Like, it's a patchwork of things that were never really built to serve this purpose entirely. And so I just feel like our internet infrastructure has to be rebuilt if we want to have the kind of security it would take to conduct an election via this technology. That's my opinion. I don't know what I'm talking about.
John, do you think it'll be overturned?
I think he'll put on a good fight to the end, but I think no. I mean, I think if nothing else, the fear of what a lot of liberals will do if they were to overturn it at this point, I think that's one reason why they're doing the victory speeches and going ahead and everybody's acting like it's already done, is because the backlash would be completely out of control if they overturned it. Even if the Supreme Court overturned it, it would be insanity. I think even if they proved there was massive voter fraud, like some big piece of evidence came out, I think people would still riot and act nuts if Trump was put back in. I'll tell you what they better worry about, though, is Trump coming back in 2024, because this economy is about to collapse no matter who's in, man. With as much like quantitative easing as they've done,
that's very true. That's very true.
Biden is going to take the fall and these shutdowns, man. If they shut the economy down again, you're going to see this country turn into a third world country hellhole. And then they'll blame it on Trump's policies from before. Republicans will blame it on Biden now. But this stuff started under George Bush, like right as Obama was getting in this. The quantitative easing stuff, man, where they're just dumping trillions of worthless money into the market to keep, everything from collapsing. It's insanity. It's absolute insanity.
I totally agree with that. 1,000%.
Kind of weird. People were like, "We ended fascism." I'm like, did what? Like, it seems like people are going a little bit like.
you know what's really funny is the definition of fascism, according to Mussolini, who created it, is the merger of state and corporate powers. So people think that Nazis were fascists. They were in the regard that the government merged with some of the businesses, but fascism isn't what people think it is. Like, fascism isn't a dictator necessarily. Fascism is actually a system where the government and the corporations run everything. So we're probably already pretty much fascist before.
I was going to say, it feels like we're already there then. And, here's the thing. Here's why I don't think it'll get overturned, because, Trump did this to himself. By accusing it of being fraud before it even happened. I think that put these people in a position to do their jobs more thoroughly than ever before. I think they had media. They're like, listen, they're going to want recount. We have to be on our game, people. We have to make sure we take out votes that don't count and make sure that everyone crosses the T's and dots the I's. And I think it's that vigilance that was instilled in the people running the elections, was instilled by the threats of Trump that will ultimately cause this election to stand.
All right, fine.
I'll tell you what doesn't help too, man, is when they've got like the stuff going on in Philadelphia is so ridiculous. If he's going to win by 1 million votes, you don't have to put up cardboard so people can't see. You don't have to keep people from seeing the vote counts. If Biden's actually going to win by that many, just let people come in and look at it. Then that's one less thing to bitch about. You know what I mean? Like one less thing. I mean, you're always going to have little fraud, but it's major fraud that they're talking about. Hundreds of thousands of votes. It's going to change things.
Joe Frazier voted this year.
I couldn't hear you.
Joe Frazier voted this year. I'm not kidding.
Oh, did he? Yeah. I didn't know he's still alive.
He's not. He died.
Oh, well, that explains it. Hey, never mind. I'm not surprised. Yeah.
All right. So let's talk about some fights that went on. Glover Teixeira keeps surprising me.
Yeah.
Dude, oh my God.
It just shows you that how important wrestling is in MMA, because he won on wrestling because he kept getting hit and taken down. I mean, kept getting hit and knocked down, and that dude could not defend the takedown, or even sweep. Isn't Santos a black belt in jiu-jitsu? Is Glover that higher level? It didn't make any sense.
I don't know where he got his black belt if he did, but I'll tell you what, he cost me several $1,000s because.
Oh my God!
The past 2 months, everything I made on the fights, he wiped me out on Saturday night by losing. I never dreamed Teixeira would be able to beat him, and to lose the way he did. I don't like to call people quitters, but when you are dominating the guy on top and you just roll over and let him have your back and tap before the choke's even in, it's because you don't want to fight anymore, man. That was it was heartbreaking. It cost me about $3,000. So.
Wow.
It seems clear to me that the only way to beat Glover Teixeira is to not almost knock him out.
Right. Yeah.
Because that's the only time he would take you to the ground was if you would get almost knocked out.
I just don't.
So what you want to do is not almost knock him out and just get to the end and win your decision.
Yeah, it was crazy. That was the weirdest fight. It was like hurt somebody, almost knock him out, then have the guy take you down every single round, or 2 out of 3 at least. The Andrei Arlovsky one, I call that. It just seems like a lot of these guys that are fighting every month, we're getting a false sense of how good they are because they're fighting every month. So we're seeing them, but they're not fighting the elite. And once they get to that next step up, it seems like some of these older guys, these veterans, are just taking out these younger contenders who are assuming are going to win because we see them every week. But it's not. How much did Tanner
Boser look like Roy Nelson never discovered beer?
It was like Chiesa and Nelson had a baby. And 1,000%. I'll tell you who I was happy for was that guy Giga Chikaze. I've been hearing about that guy for years. For years, everyone was like, "This is the next guy." And then finally, by the way, I was at the park with my daughter, and I ran into 3 Mongolian guys with like huge cauliflower ears, and I thought one of them was like Sakuraba because like, he looked like. And I'm like, hey, I'm talking to the guy, and the guy was such a nice guy. These guys were like, "Oh, hey, we're looking to wrestle. We want to wrestle." And he told me this guy's a world champion. This guy, whatever. They wanted to come to my house to wrestle. I'm like, yeah, I don't think I can really. But I called Kenny Johnson, who's this like very, very like popular, famous, great coach, and they went to practice yesterday with Alan Juban and those guys, and like did great. So shout out to the 3 Mongolians I met. One of them took second in like the world.
Wow.
Yeah. But I was calling. I'm like, are these guys legit? I don't know who these guys are. I was even told Alan, I'm like, hey, make sure before you train with them, you like feel them out because the last thing I want is like 3 Mongolians attacking you. But it worked out really well.
Interesting.
And I'll tell you what good was that girl Jan. I don't know how to say her last name.
Shoshana something, but she did. She looked great. So much for my theory of them having jet lag. She looked fucking fantastic.
Yeah, well, he said the Chinese have taken over. So maybe they're
there you go. They're starting the women's division.
They really are. It did seem like the announcer said that Claudia did not want to be there. You could just tell that she was sort of like, get this fight over with. I'll tell you, it was going to be a great. I don't know how good he is on the feet because he seemed like he got rocked a little bit. Was that guy Romanov, that heavyweight?
Romanov.
Oh my god, who just choked a guy out by like.
By pressing on his neck with his forearm.
Yeah,
that was crazy. It's like that's how big and powerful he is, though. Was he was able to cut out just by leaning into him? That was impressive.
That guy's going to be trouble for a lot of heavyweights. Because
he moved really well too for a guy that size. He moved really well.
He's like a world champion wrestler, and a lot of heavyweights aren't. You look at like who can wrestle in the heavyweight division right now. Cormier retired, so it's going to be Curtis Blades and Stipe. Those are like the only 2 guys that can wrestle right now in the heavyweight division.
Yeah,
the heavyweight divisions get pretty sad, isn't it?
Yeah,
UFC seems like it's just everybody's retiring. There's no real new guys coming out, man.
You know, it's that way in boxing too. It's weird the way the heavyweight division these days doesn't fill up the way it did. Like, you know, when I grew up in like the 70s and the 80s, the heavyweight division was where it was at. You know, and everybody wanted, Mike Tyson, and I mean, you grew up with heavyweights, but it seems like nowadays it's all middleweights, flyweights, featherweights, and very little up in the heavyweight division in all combat sports.
I think the UFC would do themselves a service by taking off that 265-pound weight limit and just letting guys. I mean, you may only have 5 or 6 super heavyweights out there that can fight, but that's 5 or 6 more, heavyweights in the UFC that are decent. But I know it was a bitch for me to make it, and they said that Greg Hardy's cutting 20, 25 pounds to make it. Man, that 265. When I talked to Joe Silva about it, I asked Joe Silva why that was ever instituted. He said they just never dreamed there would be guys that big fighting, back when they started the UFC. So they didn't think, of course, they had Emmanuel Yarbrough, who was 700 pounds. But
I was going to say, they had some giant motherfuckers in the beginning.
Yeah. He said when they regulated or when they bought it, I guess they didn't figure there'd be many guys over 265. That's why they've never put on a super heavyweight fight since they bought it. But I don't know.
Darren Elkins, so happy for him. He's on like a 4-fight losing streak. It's crazy. Like when they say the odds on these fights, when they're like, this guy's a plus 500, I'm like, man, they're really, I don't know, because of COVID, where guys aren't matched up as equally as they used to be. But they said like 90% of the heavyweight, the favors have won. But I was happy for Elkins because he's a nice guy and he's a tough dude. And the tattoo is awful. The damage.
Yeah. It's like, listen, you don't have to look to your chest. You can see it right on your face. You don't have to. You ain't got to write it. You ain't got to write it down for people to be like, wow, look at that damage.
And his wife wants to do comedy. His wife opened up for me in Sacramento.
Cool.
She was hilarious. She's like this sweet girl, and you're like with like this high voice. And she's the filthiest human being I've ever seen. Like,
love it, love it.
And her and Darren, they've been dating since high school. Like he was a virgin before her, or maybe not based on her act or her. But it was nice. I'll tell you who.
He's from Indiana originally, isn't he? Isn't he from Indiana?
Yeah, from Indiana. I felt for Anthony Burchak because there's a guy who I thought got cut prematurely, and then he came back on a 1 week notice or 2 days for Gustavo Lopez, who was his training partner, and just got rocked early. And I like Burchak a lot. But, man, it's like I understand these guys want to get back into the UFC, but taking a fight on 2 days' notice it's a tough to do. I don't. Yeah,
but you know what? When the train hasn't come into the station for a long time, you don't say, I'll wait for the next one.
Right.
That train comes into the station. You're like, I'm getting on because I don't know when this fucker's coming back through. I mean, I understand that feeling.
Yeah. No, you're right. Me too. So Mike Tyson and Roy Jones. I wasn't into it until I've watched on World Star Hip Hop.
Oh, you love it.
The four-part docuseries so far. They're like 2 minutes each, 3 minutes each.
Yeah.
And I think Roy Jones is gonna win. He's won 13 out of his last 14 fights. Tyson hasn't fought since like 2000 or 2003. And he looked pretty good on the pads.
Yeah, but Tyson only needs one punch. We talk about, a puncher's chance. Nobody has more of it than him. He only needs one. That's it. So
you don't think Roy knows that?
Knowing it and being able to do anything about it are two different things.
Well, Roy Jones looked at the camera and says, unlike you, I'd be happy if I died in the ring, right? Which, how would he know if he's dead? I mean, are you happy after you die? And
also, which you is he talking about? Because if he's talking about me, I don't even think you need to say that. Clearly, that's the case.
McCorkle, who is this fight?
I think actually I see it being crazy. I bet Tyson will probably hurt him and then feel bad and then quit or say he doesn't want to hurt him anymore, something crazy like that. I think if they're going just strictly boxing with what I've seen of Tyson on film and what I've seen of Roy Jones in person, spar and things like that, I think, I hate to say it, but I think Tyson will knock him out, man. It's Tyson looks, it's different in the ring, obviously, but he looks considerably faster than Roy, which speed was always Roy's number one asset,
Now, Tyson said today he passed a drug test by using a fake penis because it had urine in it because his real penis, he was smoking weed and doing cocaine. So he actually used his baby's urine to pass the test.
Hasn't.
So, yeah.
That explains all the Pedialyte residue.
The baby was tested positive for coke too.
I had a friend tell me one time, he was real proud. He goes, man, my son doesn't take drugs at all. Doesn't drink anything. I said, really? How do you know? He goes, I use his pee every month to pass my test. I was like, okay.
Oh my God.
I used a friend's pee to pass a drug test one time to get a job. So
what job was this?
It was to work at the Four Seasons Hotel as a room service guy. And because they made a fortune.
What Greg won't tell you is he drank the pee thinking that would
wait, aren't you Mexican? Don't you have to?
No, what Greg won't tell you is that drinking the pee works.
Right. So we got Max Payne Griffin here, who looked
all right.
Last fight 2 days ago. He cut the guy's ear open.
That was crazy.
Now, I haven't seen a gash like that since Angela Magania's nudes leaked on the internet.
Damn, there it is.
Max,
it's a better joke than the bad joke.
I was worried about you because you've had so many fights where I thought you won, and they gave it to the other guy. Thiago Alves, Curtis Millinger, just close fights. And the way the fight was starting, first 2 rounds, I'm like, he's making it closer than it has to be. Were you nervous that you were going to go to the decision and get screwed again?
No, I was picking up the pace, and I knew what I had to do. The end of the first, the third, I really started pouring it on. He got hurt. He would have been finished if that cut wasn't there. He was flushing down the drain.
No, you looked awesome. You said that's gross. What happened? So you see the ear, right? Were you targeting the ear?
It seemed like your hand almost got hooked in it for like a second. And then there was like a look on your face like, Jesus Christ, Like, was that real? Did I see that wrong?
Yeah, no, I had head control, and I looked back, and it was like an inch from my face, bro.
Oh, right, yeah.
Oh I said, oh my God. Yes. It was like in slow-mo. I said, oh my God. The dude looked at me like, what?
Then he touched it and wiggled it.
Yeah. Then that's when I said it's over. And Mark Smith did a good job jumping in there. I could have been a dirt jerk, man, and tried to hit that thing a little bit more, but that was disgusting, bro.
Oh,
I'm glad to be part of it.
Yeah, it looked like you were going to pass out. Was that the craziest thing you've ever seen during a fight?
Yeah. I mean, I've seen someone put a mouthpiece in a cup and, make it disappear, but nothing like this. Nothing that, everyone, the reactions are great. Yeah. I've been seeing online, everyone on stage. It's a memorable thing, so I'm happy to be involved.
I'm happy you remember as the guy who ripped that motherfucker's ear off.
No, it was on World Star. It's
on World Star. It's on the New York Post. It's on fucking everything.
It's probably the worst physical injury since Anderson Silva's leg snapped. That one was visually brutal. This one, I think, was maybe even more so because the blood and it was. I was
waiting for John Dawson to pop out and to start singing.
I'll tell you what, the last time I saw ear damage like that was the audience leaving Brendan Schaub's comedy show, and they tried to rip Yeah, they have both ears. They attempt to rip off every audience member.
Max, I was so happy for you, man. Now, were you worried, though, because you got screwed out of the last 2 fights? Were you worried that the last fight, too, I thought the Cowboy should have been at least a draw.
Yeah.
Were you worried about getting cut?
No. Pressure, you would think about it. You think I'd think about it, but I just knew that I put on, entertaining fights, and I knew that when I do my shit and I have fun, good things are going to happen. And this was the first fight that I've actually had fun. I was smiling. Those were genuine smiles in there, and carnage ensued. So I can't wait to get back in there, bro, and let these fools have it. Straight up.
Now, you and Team Alpha Male, you're back there. I know there was some bad blood for a while. Did they come over and bake you cookies? How did you resolve that?
No, they have some real good guys over there. I think the first one that we really got down with was Slava Borshev. He's a K1 world champion, bigger guy. So, we needed some sparring, and we started working together. Then our managers kind of linked up. My manager linked up with Uriah. Now he kind of manages a lot of their guys over there. So it just works. It works for me. It works for them. I'm over there mixing it up with their big guys. I'm learning some stuff from the smaller guys. Everyone's just so good, and it's great. I go there Monday, Wednesday, and
Now, what I like about you also on Instagram is that you speak your mind. I know you were against the lockdown. You're not a big fan of Gavin Newsom.
No.
You vote for Trump?
You can't say who you vote for, but, I didn't vote for Biden. I'll tell you that.
So you voted for Kanye.
But yeah, we just got shut down in California like an hour ago.
Again?
Yeah. Purple tier. No more eating inside. It's like the worst it could be.
Really?
We have like a dictator in California, just so you guys know.
No, what I like about you, though, man, that you don't. You just say you speak your mind. I like, you know, we need people to just say how they feel. Honestly, too many people that worry about other people think about them. Not Max Griffin. Max Griffin.
Oh man,
great. I love it.
Keep 1,000.
Yeah, 100%. Any questions for Max Griffin from Ween Dog or Sean or Greg?
Go ahead, Sean.
What? Oh, you guys cut out. I couldn't hear you.
Well, listen, for me, it was just, listen, what you did to that guy's ear, you're going to be in the highlight films forever, at least the back of your head. So, and I mean, that was, the look on your face when you really saw it, man. I mean, I'll never forget it. I think we all had that look on our faces too. And you even, the way you did mercifully like pull away from him, like you easily could have, you know, giving him a little bit more. It was clear. You even tell me if I'm wrong, but it did seem like you kind of looked at the ref like, get around the other side, man. You're not seeing the other side. Come around, you know, like look at this shit. Like, call it, motherfucker.
It was shocking. I said, it's over. I didn't even see it. Well, my God, it's over. That's it. And that was it, bro.
I actually legendary stuff. Legendary stuff.
Sean?
I won a couple $100 on Max, and I felt guilty because I started cheering when they stopped it, and then I saw that guy's ear hang off his head, and I was like, "Oh, I don't know if I wanted it that way, but I'll still take it."
So let's talk about the fights this weekend. We got Paul Felder now, he like retired.
Jumping up.
He retired, and he said, "Fuck it." He goes, "I got nothing to lose." He's fighting RDA. People actually said they're actually more excited about this fight than the Islam fight. I think I don't know. I wanted to see Islam because I feel like Islam is one of the best in the world. And not that Paul Felder and RDA aren't, but I just think that Islam is closer to a title shot than these guys. But Felder versus RDA, who do we like in this fight? I'm picking Felder for some reason.
I like Felder, man.
Yeah.
He's a tough ginger, man. And took his tie off and ready to whoop some ass, you know. He's a pressure guy, and I think Dos Anjos likes this kind of guy.
Oh, yeah.
Every time I pick Dos Anjos, he loses. So,
McCorkle?
I'm probably going to go with RDA, man, just because he had time to prepare and Felder didn't. So, I'm guessing the weight cut's not going to be fun.
He's biking a lot and swimming a lot. I'm not really sure. I guess it helps your cardio or running away. Ween Dog, who do we like?
I mean, I think Rafael Dos Anjos is going to be relieved, or that he is relieved that he's fighting Paul Felder, because Rafael has fought so many dominant wrestlers in like his past 5 fights. I mean, he fought Michael Chiesa, Kevin Lee, Kamaru Usman, Colby Covington. So I think he's going to be excited to go in there, maybe make this a stand-up war against Paul Felder. I'm going to take Rafael, same reason why Sean is, just because he's had more time to train and get the cardio down, and this is a 5-round fight. You know, props to Paul Felder for not saying fuck 5 rounds. Let's do 3. Yeah, I think he's 5 rounds. Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay.
So props to Paul Felder for not breaking this back down to 3 rounds, because that's huge, dude.
By the way, Max is getting a blowjob right now during the interview, just so everyone knows. All right, so Abdul.
Good for you, buddy.
By the way,
you deserve it. Just don't rip her ears off.
Max, you saw that same girl that I met, the one with the yoga pants?
That you met?
Yeah, at the comedy show.
You said what?
Forget it. All right, so girl, you came
apparently no.
The girl that you came to the comedy show with, that was like super hot.
My lady, yeah.
Yeah. You guys still together?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice. Good work. All right,
We're having a baby in fucking February.
Oh,
congratulations. That's awesome.
Yeah, we got a little boy coming.
That's awesome. Good for you.
Yeah,
just be sure and show him the footage from that fight and let him know. Listen, I did it to him. I can do it to you. So clean your fucking room, you know?
Yeah.
All right. So we got also Abdul Asak Al-Hassan, who is a very underrated fighter. He knocked out Nico Price.
He's a beast.
He beat this guy Sabah, who just looked great in Bellator. He's fighting Chaos Williams, who has won 7 in a row.
Chaos is the guy who beat Morono.
Yeah.
And Al-Hakassan is his trainer partner.
Ooh, all right. So
like revenge. He's going to get revenge on him.
Yeah, I like that.
He knocked out my boy.
Griffin?
I don't really know Chaos. I go Al-Hakassan.
And then Sean?
I'm going same thing Max said. I can't pronounce the name.
All right. Also, Julian Marquez is fighting. Marquez is a great fighter. He works at Top Golf. He's a great dude. I knew him. He came to my show with like 19 of his Cuban family members. He's got a podcast with some hot porn star who loves MMA. I forgot her name. She's like a lesbian hot porn star. Kendra Lust. Thank you, Max, for knowing that.
I'm a big fan of hers.
Yes. So Julian is fighting Safarov, who's lost 3 of his last 4. Got stopped in 3 of his last 4. I'm picking Marquez in this one.
Why? Based on what?
Based on he came to my show.
And the other guys lost 3 of the last 4, whatever you just said. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Max?
Oh, Marquez all day. That's my boy.
This is all right.
Yeah, he's at the PO. He's been handling business. He was out for a while, man. He had like some nasty shoulder surgery.
Yeah. He hadn't fought 2 years.
He's been out for like a couple years, I think.
Now, the fight of the night, I think, is going to be Brendan Allen, who has won 7 in a row, won over Kevin Holland, look how good Kevin Holland's looking, against Sean Strickland, also a beast of a fighter. McCorkle?
Never heard of either of them, so I'll go with the guy with fewer tattoos.
Max Griffin.
I got Brendan Allen, man. His fight pulled out the other day. Right, Ian Hines had COVID last weekend. So
he was the one that was supposed to fight him. Okay.
Yeah, so Brendan's gonna fight dude.
Got it. Also, Kay Hansen, she's been on our show. She's like 20 years old. She had like 9 fights. She was a big MAGA girl. She was into like shooting guns and all kinds of fun things. And then she ended up posting a bunch of stuff that I think, what's her name? Candace Owens said before her last fight. People got mad at her. She said she didn't, that was the old her. Now she's thinking about her life. I don't know. Anyway, but she's cute. Fighting Corey McKenna. McKenna is the girl that beat the girl who was a stripper who came on our show. Remember that girl who was a stripper who wrote like
McKenna's good, dude. Corey McKenna's good, bro.
Yeah.
She's over alpha male, bro. She's a beast.
No, Yoda. So you think McKenna's gonna beat Kay Hansen?
Yeah.
All right. You heard it from Max. Ashley Yoder, who is also on the card. Love Ashley. Super underrated hot. Way hottie. In person, I'm telling you, this girl's she's a fucking smoke show. She's fighting Miranda Granger, also hot. I'm going for Ashley. Best on she's been to my show. She got drunk. Almost got kicked out of the show for heckling.
And you're pulling for her.
Yeah, she's going to win.
All right.
She's a risk taker. The chick you said, Ashley.
Ashley, Greg Wilson?
Granger.
Okay. Ween Dog?
I'm going to go with Ashley Yoder. She's had some tough decisions that could have gone her way, and she's a great wrestler, dude. I think she's an underdog in this fight just based off of her record, but I think she's going to shock the world on Saturday night and get the win.
Will it really shock the whole world? Will the whole world be shocked if she wins?
It's going to be the greatest upset in mixed martial arts history.
Also, Louis Smoka, the Hawaiian. He's had a rough skid recently, but he's an awesome fighter. His wife is a hot battle rapper who's Hawaiian. She's a retired battle rapper / model. They have a cute kid. He's fighting Quinones, who's the guy that O'Malley knocked out.
John O'Malley being knocked out, right?
20 seconds. People thought it was fixed. It was a little strange. I'm going for Louis Smoka in that one. Max?
Yes, I like Quinones, but he needs to win one. I got Quinones.
How much weed did you smoke today, Max, by the way? So, all right, got it.
Enough to do this show.
All right, and now in Bellator, by the way, Thursday night.
Oh no,
Archuleta. No, actually, Pitbull, who beat Juan Archuleta, beat Chandler, beat Sanchez, is fighting Calvajo, who's coming up a 3-fight win streak. Beat Sam Cecilia, Derek Campos. Good fight. I'm gonna go with Pitbull because those guys are fucking awesome.
Let me ask you something. Was the last Bellator event on like a Tuesday afternoon?
No, yeah, but they moved this one to Thursday night.
Okay, because I swear to God, I'm just like checking to see if see what was recorded, and it was recording a Bellator event. And I'm like, what time is it? What is going on here?
Bellator's like that girl who you think's gonna be prude, and all of a sudden she like deep throats. You're like, holy shit, right?
Yeah, just like that. That's exactly
Just like that.
That's what I think every time I see Bellator.
Like you don't know it's on, and you're like, holy shit, it's on. It's a great card. Like so, you get their whole motto is to surprise you with fights.
Bellator, surprise! We're still here.
You need to forget ambush comedy, Adam. Start putting on ambush Bellator fights.
Yeah, they just have fights. And they'll even say, like, underneath, it'll say, like, cooking show or something, and it's Bellator. They don't even actually tell you.
I know. I was like, what the fuck time? It's like, dude, 2 in the afternoon. What the fuck is going? Is this a live event?
Sometimes
I see results at random times.
Bellator. So you actually think it is Bellator. They'll put like on the program guide, they'll be like, it's not going to be Bellator fights. And then it'll even tell you. So also on this card, Logan Storley, who's like 13-0, I think 4-time All-American, is fighting 24-0 Amasov. Amasov beat Ed Ruth, beat Caveman Rickles, beat Gerald Harris, beat Eric Silva. This is a good fight right here. 13-0 versus 24-0.
Wow.
Good. Max, do you know who these guys are?
I don't know who any of these guys are.
We can say that for pretty much every fight on Bellator. Aaron Pico, though, I know who he is.
Yeah,
I know Aaron Pico.
Also fighting on this card. It's
got to be tough to recruit for Bellator now that UFC is doing so many events. It's like they're just vacuuming up all the fighters. I mean, it's Bellator's got to be searching through the YMCA's or something.
No, they got Logan Storley. The guy's fucking awesome. And so Amazon's 24-0. He beat Ed Ruth. Ed Ruth is a monster. He beat Caveman Rickles. He beat Gerald Harris. He beat Eric Silva.
So probably that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Great prediction. And I would like that to be my standing prediction going forward. Probably that guy.
So
that's my response to all Bellator matches now.
Sean, are you sleeping?
That's genius,
again?
Max.
McCorkle, are you falling asleep again?
No, actually a little bit. My back is cramping really, really bad. So I look like I'm tweaking, but I'm really just trying to rock because my back is killing me. But that's
oh, man.
How many painkillers are you on per day?
Man, just right now, some muscle relaxers because it's cramping. But I probably take 12 Advil a day, then CBD and anything else. Man, it's ridiculous. But my back, I got to go to the doctor tomorrow. My back, I stepped off a curb wrong yesterday, and something ain't right, man. It hurts. So.
You have a beautiful girlfriend. Do you let her ride you, or do you guys have sex standing up?
Oh my!
I don't know. Mostly it's just me saying, "I'll wait, stop." Like so, I don't know. Like it's mostly me complaining.
I'll wait.
Say something ridiculous.
See, I would feel like that would be her response.
Right. I was gonna say that I was saying, "I'll wait, stop." It's too big, but then that would be weird.
So a guy that you beat, Mike Perry. One of the great black fighters in the UFC. He is fighting Tim Means. Who do we like in this fight?
Man,
when is that?
Mike Perry's fighting again?
Yeah.
So Mike
when
Perry's
is that
supposed to fight
fight?
Lawler, right? He was supposed to fight Lawler. Lawler got hurt or something.
Yeah.
And Tim Means came out the woodwork. I mean, Tim's long range. He has good reach on him. You just know what Mike's gonna bring. He's
He tried to auction off. You could be his cornerman, right? He was doing a contest where whoever raised the most money. I think Darren Till won, and he was gonna throw in the towel right when the fight started. But then
I thought Perry was still in trouble for beating up that old guy, like a 70-year-old man, or maybe he just took a one-off in Bellator. I don't know.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's crazy.
I thought he was still in trouble for that until he like straightened out that we're gonna have him back. I thought.
I think Perry, they're just trying to get as many fights out of him until he eventually
until it ends terribly.
Until he goes to jail.
Yeah, pretty much like it's like Guns N' Roses.
fucking Mike Perry, bro.
So Max, who do you want next?
I said a couple names. I said Carlos Condit. I said Vicente Luque.
That's a great call out, by the way. Vicente, nobody's calling out Vicente Luque, dude. That's a great call out.
Huh. I tried after he beat up Mike Perry. I called for him, but they didn't give it to me after he beat up Mike Perry. But yeah, man.
Vicente's that real big Brazilian, right, or something? He huge for the weight class, or am I crazy?
Yeah.
Okay, that's something.
As a monster.
He's good. I mean, I want to fight guys that are good. I mean, I'm starting to have fun now, so there's going to be a trail of destruction. I'm telling you guys, like,
dude,
it's going to get nasty, bro. I'm ready to fight well and fuck all these guys.
Keep going after those ears. Just fucking
Max.
Next time, just rip it all the way off, and then you should like just hang them. Like, you know how they used to scare
I'm getting
people
an ear
by hanging
tattoo.
them?
I'm actually getting an ear tattoo
yes!
on my arm. I have a gap right here. My guy's drawing up an ear. We're gonna stick it on there.
Dude, genius. Love it. Genius. And then every one you rip off, you add another one, and then your opponents know to fear you. That's brilliant.
What about someone's cock? That'd be kind of weird. No, if you have a big cock tattoo.
What?
Listen, so I'm saying.
Why? What is wrong with you?
Max, I have a Max Payne Griffin t-shirt. You have a new one, though, where you have
with the afro, yeah.
Where can I get that one?
MaxPayneStore.com.
Okay, cool. Because I got a lot of compliments on the last one, but I want the one with the big afro.
Yeah, for sure. No, it plays well, bro. It plays well.
My wife is really turned on because she thinks I'm this like dangerous black man when I wear it. Anyway, Max, thank you for coming on the show. You're the man. I will talk to you soon, brother.
Yeah, thank all you guys. It was fun. And let me know when this shit comes out. I'll share it. And see y'all motherfuckers soon.
Dude.
Peace.
Keep ripping.
Man, that guy's... You would never know that guy is such a fucking badass. Like, you know, he's so
yeah, he seems like such a laid-back, sweet guy. But
until you see a decapitated ear on his arm, and you're like, all right, this guy might have some problems.
Yeah, the look on his face when he saw it too, which is like, I swear his hand like touched it for a second. He was like, what the fuck did that go through? Like, it was
like when you ever see like a little black kid see magic for the first time?
Yeah, David Blaine, Street Magic.
Yeah, they're like, holy shit. Like, that's sort of like...
They usually run away from it from footage I've seen.
Yeah.
Remember Leslie Smith was the OG ear bursting off of your head. Remember that? It's like that made her famous when her ear, like, same thing happened to her.
And then she started yelling Spanish because it was in Mexico. And she knew Spanish. So she was saying, like, don't stop the fight in Spanish. And I was like, man, she ripped up her ear so bad that she knows another language. Like, that's...
Hey, I don't want to talk politics. I don't want to talk politics with you. But let me say one thing. Let me say one thing. Let me say one thing for 35 minutes. Okay? One thing, 35 minutes. I don't want to talk politics.
Don Fry Jr., Greg Fry. Have you ever had an ear ripped off? Or?
Of course I had an ear ripped off. Wasn't my ear, but what I did is I ripped another guy's ear off, and then I taped it on my ear, but that was because I didn't hear so good, and I thought I could hear a little bit better.
Now, Greg Fry, do you think that Trump stole the election? I mean, do you think that Biden stole the election?
Of course Biden stole the election. He went out there and got all those motherfuckers to vote for him. That's what he did. Fuck that guy. That's not how you win. You close the polling stations and you let the white people decide. That's how you win an election.
Well, a lot of white people voted for Biden, though.
Not the good ones.
Have you guys talked to Don since the election? I'd be
he said he was coming on the show today, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Now, Bob Sapp.
Can we just really quickly review our predictions from last week?
For the vote for the election?
Yeah.
Weendog, yeah, you said it was going to be a blue wave. No, you said it would be a red wave everywhere.
I predicted that Donald Trump would win with plus 300 electoral votes. Yeah. It's still possible. We still have to go to court, and the count is still on, right? He could still win. He just won North Carolina. They just announced it while this podcast was going on. It's very possible. He still has a chance to win Arizona and, Pennsylvania, Michigan. So it's very possible. We just have to wait to see what happens when the vote.
It's not going to happen.
It
could take a month.
It's not going to happen.
Now, Greg,
but he did get North Carolina. But I said it would be a historic landslide for Biden, and I was wrong.
Yeah.
That was not what happened. See, unlike you, I can admit I'm wrong. But
what do you think about, though, the software that was used where they said they accidentally counted the votes for Biden that which went to Trump, that the Clinton Foundation was behind the software? This
all sounds incredibly true. This definitely doesn't sound like any kind of, I mean, it puts them all together so perfectly. It's got to be what actually happened.
It's almost as ridiculous a premise as Russia rigging the elections. But
that's what I'm saying. They said the exact same thing last time, and that didn't change any results. So I wouldn't expect it to work this time either.
Yeah, it does seem like people were. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. Okay, but at the same time, I'm going to trust that that's what happened. I voted for Biden. I obviously wanted Biden to win, but it does seem like, first of all, the first thing that needs to go is the Electoral College. You shouldn't.
Totally agreed. Absolutely.
Dumbest idea of all time. Retarded.
Yeah.
You can't win by 7 million votes and lose the election. Back when there was an electoral, when they instilled it, there was no internet, there was no cable news, no television. People, if you went to Maine, the people in Maine all went. Then you went but now everyone is aware of all the things going on. Okay, so it's not so centralized. So it seems like people are aware, information's out there. Get person with the most votes wins. I'm sorry if I'm not explaining it correctly.
No, the reason we have electoral college is because the founding fathers knew that pure democracy does not work at all. Benjamin Franklin said pure democracy is when two wolves and a sheep vote on what to eat for dinner. So basically, if you have no electoral college, California and New York, West Coast and East Coast are going to dictate what happens across the entire country. That will go.
That was when.
Do you realize that's the exact same argument they make for abolishing the thing? I mean, it's in my opinion. I mean, it just keeps it one vote equals one vote.
Yes, exactly. Information didn't spread as fastly back then. You didn't have ways to actually know what was going on in Virginia if you lived in California. Now the information is out there. So why? It doesn't take 3 weeks to get from California to Virginia by fucking horse. Okay. So I don't know. I don't think we need.
And we are still looking at a situation where half of the country still didn't vote. I mean, we still have 150 million Americans who didn't give a fuck.
Because they're not going to flip their district anywhere or flip their state. Also,
and that's what I'm saying. And I'm asking this question legitimately. I don't know the answer to it. I'm saying, don't you guys feel that removing the Electoral College might encourage those people to vote?
Yes.
Well, a lot of those people are under 18 though, so they can't vote because there's 300 million people in America. I got to think 100 million of them are under 18. So.
I guess that's true. I guess you could say that too. So, but that's still a lot of people. We're still talking tens of millions of people not voting, and you got to think that a lot of it is tied to the feeling of futility that comes with the Electoral College, and I think we all agree on that.
Yeah,
I think I'd like to see a third party, man. I really would like to see a viable third party.
I do too. That's why I started one.
Yeah, somebody needs to, man.
We do. We need a viable third party. This two-party shit. Because I'm not a Democrat. I'm an independent. And every time I feel like most people, you're looking at these two fucking sides going, you're both idiots.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
Same here.
But I feel like people, they're just afraid. And again, maybe tied a little bit to the Electoral College system, but they just feel like it's a wasted vote when they vote third. And also our third party options right now are not great. Libertarians are fucking cuckoos.
You cannot, the system where you have 4 million people vote for one guy over the other guy and that guy still wins is just insane to me.
That is insane, but that's, kind of the rigging that people talk about. But that's the problem with the Electoral College is you can win and still lose.
Well, anyway, but Ween Dog, listen, I mean, it is what it is, right?
Sure.
It's almost like you didn't have a big enough flag. That must have been it. It's almost like, you just needed more flags.
His own news channel.
What's that? Do you think Trump should make his own news channel?
That's the word on the street.
Sure, why not?
Well, wasn't that his plan anyway? Like when he didn't think he would win the election, he thought he would lose and then start a news organization. Wasn't that originally the plan?
You wouldn't watch Trump news?
Dude, if he's like the Tucker Carlson on, if he's the one giving the news, I'm gonna watch that shit. But it depends on who he has on there.
He'll have Candace Owens, Nick DiPaolo,
Alex Jones.
He'll have Alex Jones.
I already listened to all these people anyways, so
He'll have the
So that's what's wrong with you.
He'll have those twins, whatever they're
Hodge twins.
Hodge twins will have something. That guy David, what's his?
Are the Hodge twins the ones that went around and did like a comedy tour?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't forget about Judge Fry.
Greg Gutfeld will have a show on it.
Yeah.
What's his name? Megyn Kelly will have a show. I think it'll be the biggest news station out there.
But you're right. Judge Fry would be a great show on that one.
John Fry, Hector Lombard will have a thing.
Hey, Hector Lombard would have a show called Indiscernible.
Dude,
and it would be on from like 2:15 in the morning.
You imagine if it was Judge Fry and the bailiff was Hector, and then like he straight people out all the time.
Oh my God, dude, we're giving away $1 million ideas on this show.
First of all, I like Tucker Carlson. Tucker Carlson's the most entertaining newscaster out there, or personality. Tucker's show is nonstop.
And yet you like it.
I laugh. It's like professional wrestling of news. I don't know. It's entertaining. I'm sorry. You think it's entertaining?
I love it.
Adam, don't let your Republican side show when Greg Orshang is on the show.
I don't care. I'm not. I watch Tucker and I also watch Bill Maher. Okay, I like to get different opinions on things. I don't like just go one way. I like to hear other people's opinions. And then
I agree. That's why I do still have Fox News in my feed. I like to see what they're saying. And I've said it before. A lot of times when I'm scrolling and I catch a news line that catches my eye, 9 times out of 10, it's Fox News. Those guys are they know how to frame shit, brother. They know how to pick the stuff that you're going to be like, ooh, who did what now? Like the salacious shit. They know how to do it. They know how to slay it.
Women give you the news as well.
Yeah. Oh, listen, exactly. The casting is phenomenal. Gorgeous, perfect blondes. Like they know how to sell it. They sell the sizzle, not the steak.
Yeah. So anyway, it is what it is. But also Tucker isn't as right wing as a lot of people says. He also goes against Trump on a lot of things and goes against other things. Yada yada. Anyway, let's not.
I'm going to have to take your word for it on that one.
All right. Well, all right. We talked about the fights. We talked about this. Tomorrow night, by the way, XFC, the guy that we had on the show last week, Bobby Nash, is fighting tomorrow night, Wednesday night on Veterans Day. Also, my man Andre Sakamta is fighting. And then 2 girls are fighting. That girl that used to be the was she the Strikeforce champion or the Bellator champion? First of all, Danielle Taylor is fighting, who's in the UFC. She's that short girl who's like got some decent, good boxer, decent power. She's fighting the first gay champion ever. What is her name? Tell me her name.
Michael Bisping.
Michael Bisping. Michael Bisping is the first. Jessica Aguilar. She's fighting Danielle Taylor. And also Kurt Hollabaugh. It's an NBC Sports, new fight network, XFC. It's the first.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So just everyone knows we got Bellator.
Again, with UFC vacuuming up all the talent, I don't know how these new fight groups are going to survive, you know?
And then also in the news, Evander Holyfield wants the winner of Tyson versus Roy Jones. So
what do you mean, like at Sizzler or?
That's tough.
Is he going to meet him at Hometown Buffet? What do he wants them for? What? Wants him to come over and
again,
share?
For the third time. Tell me you wouldn't watch it.
If Tyson fought it, yes. If it's Roy Jones, no.
I want to see Max Griffin fight Holyfield, see if we can get that other ear. Go after both of them.
Well, I like how Roy Jones was like, this is the Legends League, right? Tyson's Legends League. Only legends are fighting in this league. You got to be a legend, right? But then they have Nate Robinson fighting Jake Paul on it as well. How are those guys? Jake Paul, how is he a legend? And Nate
Is
Robinson.
it Nate Robinson, the NBA player, Nate Robinson?
Yeah, he's like
that.
the short. He was like one of the little guys
He's
got in the NBA.
He's boxing Jake Paul.
That's amazing.
Who wins this fight, Sean?
Man, I got to think as athletic as Nate Robinson is. I don't know if he can box, but I would think being that athletic, he could pick it up pretty quick. So I'll go Nate.
All right. Greg?
I would too, for the exact same reason. I mean, one's a professional athlete and one's a professional douchebag. I mean, it's really, to me, this is going to be an episode of Bully Beatdown. You know? But, I mean, I know Jake Paul's been training and he has some, but come on. This guy's a professional athlete. That's a little bit different, I think.
Like 50, and Jake Paul's had 2 fights already, and he's 2-0.
Oh, yeah, but who did he fight? I mean, somebody in a hot tub? I don't know.
He fought another YouTuber.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Well, there you go.
Well, there you go. Yeah. All the best fights are between YouTubers.
I wonder what Greg Fry thinks about the YouTube. What does Greg Fry think about the YouTube fights?
I tell you something about a YouTuber. All right. First of all, I haven't had a tube TV in 10 years. I don't know how to watch this thing. Get a Magnavox or something. I can watch these tubers fight or something. I don't even know. Fuck them.
Ween Dog, you seem very upset. Is it the election? Is that bothering you?
No, I'm reading this news update on MMA fighting that Conor McGregor versus Dustin Poirier 2 has been officially booked for UFC 257, which will take place on January 23rd. This worries me because I want this fight to take place in like a stadium with people in it. I don't really want this fight to take place at the Apex with 4 people in the whole building. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm on the side that wants
next year
McGregor
when we
to
have
fight.
the new president that can get control of this thing.
Now, by the way, Ween Dog's getting very upset. Are you on what's Parler like right now? I know you're on Parler.
Parler is glitchy right now because so many people are leaving Twitter and signing up for Parler. It's basically like a carbon copy of Twitter, but no censorship, which is cool. I think it's about 90% conservative
or
people.
liberals.
Are you on Parler, Sean?
I just signed up today, but I thought it was like Face. I haven't been like explored it, but I thought it was supposed to be the new Facebook. I didn't know it was the new Twitter. I'm off Twitter now and Instagram. I won't do either. I'm not doing suspensions like I'm in 6th grade. You know, somebody suspended me for calling someone else a moron. I said, you're a moron. And they suspended me for 7 days. And I'm not, I appealed it and they declined it. So I said, Twitter's a moron. So then they suspended me another 7 days. So yeah, I'm done with that. Facebook's the last social media I have, and that's probably gone soon too, man. I'm not going to have to be put in time out. You know, if I can't say what I want, I don't want to be on there.
Greg, are you on Parler?
Of course not. But by the same token, I don't like all social media, and I hate having to try new ones all the time anyway. Like I never migrated over to TikTok, and I'm an old man. I don't want to do this anymore. I only do it because we have to do it. And let me tell you something, if Parler becomes the new thing and we all have to, then maybe I will go over there and do it over there too, like everybody else. But it's only because I chase the technology. I really hate having to do any of this shit.
I like the idea of having, people not, censorship, right? But if Parler is 90% conservatives, don't you want the opposing views?
I want everybody's view. I just don't want to be told what I can or can't. Don't tell me what I can.
What do you want to hear what liberals have to say?
Hell no, you're crazy, dude. Well, Parler isn't advertised as like a conservative only social media. It's obviously welcoming to everybody, but the whole catch is that it's not going to censor you. They're saying this like this is the new platform for free speech. You know, Twitter is just they've gone cuckoo bananas with their censorship.
Unfounded shit you want. Go bonkers.
Yeah. Like you can say that there's election fraud happening right now in the United States and you won't have your tweet censored. Isn't that crazy, dude? Wow. That's insane.
I did find it odd.
And you don't have to prove it.
I found it odd that the Atlantic said that an anonymous source said Trump said soldiers are losers. 60 people said that he didn't say it. And then that's on Twitter with absolutely no question. And then they're like, hey, Hunter Biden's laptop with him having sex with girls and doing cokes on there. Like, no, that's made up for Russia. Or whatever. They shouldn't be deciding what we get to hear, you know?
Well, to be clear, I think we could all agree it was definitely from Russia. And
Oh
did
my
you
God.
guys look at this thing? Did you guys watch it? I mean,
What, the laptop?
yeah, the sex tape.
No, did you?
I watched it. I watched one of them. Allegedly, there's a lot on the laptop, like a lot of disturbing videos. I watched the famous one that's been going around the internet, but everything's like all blurred and like, you know.
Why did you watch it, Greg?
I did not watch it. I've been wanting to talk to some. I don't want to watch it. Like I don't want to see Hunter Biden fucking having sex. Like even if they found a tape of Trump getting peed on, no, actually I would pay to see that one.
All right. Well, I'm glad that this is really bringing us together. Look, I love having a show where I get to hear Ween Dog's views, Greg's views, Hector Lombard's views, McCorkle, Don Fry, Shang. That's what the show's about. Okay. I think too much of people is just echo chambers. I say something to three people that like believe what, you know, it's like, and how do you know?
Yeah, a lot of preaching to the choir.
Yeah, fuck that. You know, I want to hear everyone's fucking point of view and then make up my own somehow.
Yeah, and to be clear, you know, I mean, Wing Dog, you know, I think you're a brilliant guy. You know,
really
and if you don't know that, then I want to say it right now. I really do. McCorkle, you know, you're very large. So I just want but I mean that I really do. And you know, and really I'm just glad I want it to be over as much as anybody, you know, and I know these legal challenges are going to play out, but you know, I respect you, of course. And you know, Adam, you're a wishy-washy idiot, but I respect everybody else on this podcast.
What about Brendan Schaub? You respect his comedy? That's what I want to know.
No, hell no. Come on. I don't even know him. And I haven't seen his comedy, so I don't really know, but
neither has anyone else.
From what I've heard from the commentaries on this show, I'm not missing out. So,
Ween Dog, your girlfriend vote for Trump?
Yes.
Wow.
Because you made her?
No, her entire family voted for Trump.
Wow.
Did you have a gun in the vehicle?
No.
When you drove it, were you pointing a gun at them saying vote for Trump?
No, not at all.
Or did you go by mail or in person?
In person. I'm not a fucking pussy.
I voted in person too. I
respect you for that.
I was like, I'm not fucking putting this in some container that could get fucking, no way. I'm going down there.
Sean, what about you?
What about me? What did I vote?
In person or
yeah, in person. Actually, I wouldn't wear a mask, and they told me I couldn't vote. I had to wear a mask. I said, okay, I'll just go somewhere else. So I went somewhere else, and then they didn't make me wear a mask there. I walked in, and I refused to wear a mask just out of principle. Plus, I want to infect all the people I can. But no, it's the guy said the guy was a cop. He said you got to wear a mask. I said I'm not wearing a mask, man. And he said you can't vote. Then I said, you're taking away my constitutional right. He said, no, we're not letting anybody vote here without masks. I said, okay, I'll just go to the next place. I went to the next place. They didn't make me, so it worked out.
Well, listen, Greg, you back? I think Greg is gone. Listen, I think we've accomplished a lot. Ween Dog, you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
I feel like you're upset.
Well, Greg left. No, I'm fine.
All right. Okay. Well, listen, this is our podcast. Thank you guys very much. You guys are the best. Thank you, Hector. Thank you, Max. Thank you, Greg. Thank you, Ween Dog. Thank you, Sean.
Of course.
Special Wednesday night, a week from tomorrow.
Wow, dude, that's awesome.
In Las Vegas.
When can you actually like announce details around your special?
It's going to air December 18th.
That's it? That's all you can say?
Yes. It's going to be December 18th. It's going to air. I can't wait. I signed a contract saying there's like an NDA, so I can't really say exactly.
Oh, you're not allowed to say where it's going to air?
Yeah, it's like Bellator basically.
So people just randomly stumble upon it.
Once I get clearance that I can promote it, I'll promote the shit out of it. But
are you gonna have an audience? Is there an audience allowed?
Yeah, like 50 to 100 people.
Okay.
So it's not, but they're gonna, yeah. So it's all. I can't wait. I cannot wait. And I'm shooting a movie on Thursday with Rob Van Dam. So excited about
Oh my God.
Yeah. So it's gonna be a good week. So everything is good. Thank you guys so much. Take care.
All right, man.
Bye.
See you.